Say, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? I am your host, Lacey G. Souldier Turner, and today I have a very special guest with me. She's the founder and executive director of Descendants of St. Louis University Enslaved. She's doing a lot of great things for the community and everything. So we about to get into some stuff today. So without further ado, I want to welcome to the platform Miss Robin Proudie. Welcome to the platform.
Oh, thank you. I am so thrilled to be here with you today, Lacey. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So before we get into what I want to talk about, can you let the people know where were you born and raised, and how was your upbringing as a child?
All right, all right. I was born and raised here in the LUE, St. Louis, Missouri, in the city, actually, at Homer G. Phillips Hospital. And I was raised here. I went to school. I went to Cope Brilliant. I went to Ashland. Then I went to Normandy Junior High, Riverview. but I,
She went
I
everywhere.
everywhere. And then I went to Normandy for 3 years. I wanted to be in the U City talent show so bad that I used my grandmother's address, and I went to U City in my senior year, and that's where I graduated from. And I had just a very unique upbringing. I left at 18 to go into the U.S. Navy, and from there, I traveled around the world, and I'm right back here in St. Louis now doing this sacred work.
Okay. Look at that, man. You got a great story. You got to see the world and everything. So let me ask you this: for people who never been to St. Louis, because we get the bad rap. They say we the top five in the murder rate. What can you tell people who want to come here and visit but might be scared?
What would I tell them about St. Louis? One thing I love about my hometown is we keep it real. If we down for you, we down for you. If we
Right,
don't mess with you, we don't mess with you.
right.
None of that fakeness in there. That's what I've discovered, traveling all over the world and coming back home. Those are some of the things that I can appreciate from my hometown. So that's what I would say.
Okay. And look, y'all, look, me and Robert, we still alive. So come on, don't be scared. We still alive.
Yes, we are.
So let me ask you this. So how did you become the founder and executive director of Descendants of St. Louis University Enslaved?
Well, wow, it's an interesting. I've been asked that a lot these days. So before I came here, I was working in the federal government in Washington D.C. area, and in 2019, I received a letter in the mail from. It said the Slavery History, Memory, and Reconciliation Project, and that turned out it was a joint initiative between the Society of Jesus, or Jesuits, which are a Catholic order of priests, and St. Louis University. They did study their ties to slavery from 2016 to 2019, and a lot of the names that they started to discover or uncover in the archives were our direct descendants. So they started doing the genealogical work, and then thus my family was found to be many direct descendants to many of those that they had trafficked.
Mm, wow. So when you got that, how did that like make you feel?
Well, when you receive something like that, especially a person like myself, I was already on a genealogical website doing the research from my maternal and paternal side. So I've always loved history. I've
Yeah,
always loved wanted to know who we were beyond, all of us remember roots, and we was like,
yeah,
okay, that made it real. But
right.
I've always wanted to know who we were beyond enslavement. So when I saw that first, it was like, what? Because I already knew one of the names that were on that letter, my great grandmother, 3 times removed, Henrietta Mills. I
Mm,
had already seen her and her family in the 1880 census.
wow.
But because we did not, Black people at that time, before 1870, they would put us on the scrolls of
Mm,
our enslavers
mm,
they didn't list us by our names. They called this the 1870 brick wall, whereas before 1870 they listed us on our enslaver slave scroll by our sex, our color, so-called mulatto or Afro,
Mhm.
Indian, Ethiopian, whatever they called us, and by our age. So in 1870, which was the first census after the Civil War, that's when they began to list us on with our names. So in 1880, that's as far as I had went back, and I had saw that they were living in St. Louis, but I never knew where they came from.
Okay.
So that opened that door for us to be able to go all the way back to 1725.
Mm.
So that knowledge, it changed everything.
Yeah, man, look at that, man. Robin dropping some jewels for, you know what I'm saying? See, I
Yes,
started
yes.
doing a little bit of that, like going to ancestry.com and trying to, travel back because I love history, like you said too, like
Mhm.
learning from where we come from. So even just hearing you talk about that, it's exciting to me. I love that type of stuff. So
And that's where I was on Ancestry doing the same thing, trying to go as far back. And that's as far as I was able to go. And that helped us to just kick that door down.
got you. So let me ask you this, Robert. Why do you feel it's important to bring awareness to like the injustices and advocating for like reparations for the family of those enslaved that slew?
Okay, so just going back a little bit about what you're talking about. So when I found this out, of course, at first you're like looking at actual names of your people, your blood, their blood runs through your bloodline. The reason that you're even here today is because of that perseverance, that they had to endure that
Mhm.
and then make a life after so-called emancipation. So just looking at them records and learning their experience, it was like, this is unreal. Like, I can't even imagine having to endure what they endured. And it made it real. A lot of times we hear these abstract, oh, enslavement and stuff. But when you actually see these people names and they getting throwing themselves on the ground because trying to make her husband is getting ready to be sold, and she
Mhm.
throw herself on the ground in front of him, dragging him, things like that. It makes you realize how real it was. So to answer your question, so at first I wanted to just tell their stories. I wanted to honor them. My family, we would get together and talk about this. And we wanted people to know, in this climate today, there's a concerted effort to say this didn't even exist or to erase our history.
Right.
So being that we were in a unique position, and that we know a lot of our brothers and sisters out here that won't ever probably be able to even know where they ancestors came from or enslaved, we then started saying we got to tell these stories. So
Mm.
initially we wanted to just elevate these stories and let them know what has taken place, to acknowledge the contributions to St. Louis. Not only, I mean, we were here in the beginning when St. Louis was the Louisiana, when they did the Louisiana
Louisiana
Purchase
Purchase.
and all of that. And a lot of us who are Black in St. Louis came from the origin. Most of us came from enslaved peoples.
Right.
So doing that, then it moved from what do we want to do with this? What is it that our goal is? So we began to organize and as a group, and then we had some very I just began to immerse myself into the reparative justice culture,
Mm.
the ecosystem. And I just started going to conferences and just learning, really wanting to understand what is reparations. We hear this word and
Right.
everything. And so once I started like delving into what does that mean, I started learning that people think it's just about money, which it
Yeah.
is. But I want to ask the viewers, do you know the 5 types of reparations?
Mm.
It's 5 types of reparations. They call it satisfaction, which is what we're about to get in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about
Mm.
that later. But
Okay.
satisfaction, and these are part of the international human rights definition of what reparative reparations mean. So there's satisfaction, that means like a memorial or a public apology from those who perpetrated the human rights violations against you. There's restitution, rehabilitation. Like we had when they emancipated us, did we go to therapy?
Mm.
I mean, can you imagine hundreds of years of degradation, of demoralization, of rape, taking away your families, and we didn't have not an ounce of therapy.
Fact,
Okay.
fact.
And so that's called rehabilitation. So health and wealth rehabilitation, restoration, not only restoration of our dignity and our humanity. So what I say, satisfaction, rehabilitation, restoration, compensation.
Hmm. You
Whenever
know,
there
talking about the 40 acres and a mule. And
40 acres and a mule and then some, and land back, and all of those above, the wealth, are my attorney, the award-winning civil rights attorney Reva Martin, and Dr. Julianne Malveaux and Dr. Kramer, who are economists. And Dr. Julianne Malveaux is a former president of Bennett College. They did a report, a study last January that went viral. First time that we of what that wealth extraction was, what that labor that was extracted from our family from 1823 to 1865. And that report came out to be 360 million to 74 billion
wow,
in interest as well.
wow.
So, and that's okay. And then the last one is cessation of non-repeat. That means making sure that there are policies and things set in place that will never happen again. And
Mm,
so those are the 5 types of reparations. So once I started to understand and learn, in which I want all of us to educate ourselves on these types of things, I began to bring that back home to my family. And we began to realize that we needed to go to St. Louis University and say, look, this is what needs to be done. Not only for us, but when you learn about the St. Louis community, when St. A friend of mine, he is a professor, and he wrote a book called In the Shadow of the Ivory Towers, How Universities Plunder Our Cities.
mm,
Like St. Louis University, like Washington University.
mm,
They are in Black communities. They
mm,
don't pay property taxes. They extract from us, but they don't do anything for the neighborhood. They use their religious and their university status as to not pay these property taxes, but they benefit from trash,
fact.
all kind of collection, and all of these things. So once I started educating myself, it just validated to me even more that we have a right uh, to be supported and to get reparative justice and reparations from the institution who have perpetrated these human rights violations against our bloodline.
Mm, facts, man. Look, you just dropped a lot of you know what I'm saying? We being educated today. I love it.
Oh,
It-
oh, oh, thank you. I
it-
mean, I just feel it's a sacred calling, for real, for
and it's
real.
and it's things we should know. It's crazy. Right before we got on her, I promise you, I just finished watching 12 Years a Slave again, probably like an hour. And one thing I love about that film is so powerful because like I said, I watch a lot of history and everything. One thing I love about it is the scene, because I know this was at the movie theaters where Solomon was hanging, and they had him hanging for a long time. And I love that scene because usually they'll show somebody hang and then they'll go to the next scene, but you was forced to watch that pain for about 2 or 3 minutes of what it was actually like to go through that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that movie was powerful. And I want to ask you, because they tried to erase like our history out of the school system and not let kids know about this history and everything. So what do you feel about that? Do you think they trying to hide what has been done to us as people?
Of course. I mean, it's every time there's a little bit of movement toward equality, there is an uprising to kind of take us back. It happened after Reconstruction. It happens like with Tulsa, when we have our own. Okay, they say you can't go over here, so we build our own, and then they can't handle that, and then
Yeah.
they get rid of that.
Black Wall
There is, yes, there is a concerted, and that happened all over the country, not just Tulsa. We was underwater towns and all kind of things. But yes, it's a concerted effort today to try to erase this history, taking away the AP classes, taking away banning books by Black authors. Like it's just really ridiculous. And then moving to the administration that we have, and now they're erasing. I'm a disabled veteran. and they're erasing veterans, Black veterans, on the website, and it's just insane to me. It's like, what is that going to do? I want to take from who said that? Was that Kwame Ture said that? No, it was James Baldwin, one of my favorite authors. He said, we take our history with us. He said, we are history, just
Right.
our very presence. In other words, they could do whatever they want to do, but the fact that we're still here, we
Right.
take our history with us, and we are history.
Mm.
And I keep that little saying in me, because when they try to do things like that, we have to understand we are living miracle. We
Right.
are walking miracles, each and
Right.
every one of us. And
Yeah.
we need to understand that, because we're not, they don't want us to be here. It just
Right.
seems
You
that
see
way.
Trump trying to end the DEI and all
It's
that.
crazy. And you know what? It's so crazy, because you know who really are the benefactors of this quote unquote DEI? We're like fourth on the list. It's like white women
Right.
and
Uh-huh.
other people. And so and that's why you're getting this kind of uprising from those
Yeah.
others, because it's starting to affect
Check
their
that. Yeah.
jobs. They're so busy. And that's what's wrong with that whole concept. If
Yeah.
a group of people actually believe that they're going to live in peace while other groups of people suffer, that is not reality.
Facts.
It's not. But they really think that they're going to have this piece of solace over here and everybody else is suffering. That is not going to happen. And now that they seeing that they're the ones who also are being affected,
Mhm.
now it comes to be, a little understanding. But
Right.
that, just to answer your question, I'm sorry,
No, I
but
love
it's
it.
just
Hey,
a lot
listen,
going on, y'all. It
keep
is.
it up. Keep it up. I love it. I love it. So, speaking of that, we got an upcoming formal apology ceremony from Salute. It's scheduled for March 26, 2025 at St. Francis Xavier College Church. Can you tell the people about this?
Okay. So, when I talked about reparations and reparative justice, this is the first step. So, we, as the descendants of St. Louis University Enslaved, have been engaging with SLUE, St. Louis University, since 2019. Finally, we are now moving, because we did kind of have to, put them on blast a little bit. We have began to move for the last year, and collaboratively, and this is the result of the work that we have been doing. We submitted a 10-point plan, and part of the 10-point plan, it details it entails the 5 different types of reparations. The first one, of course, is a formal and public apology. So that is the first step into a pathway to repair. And so, yes, we are actually going to be, St. Louis University is going to apologize to descendants on March 26th at 2 p.m. to 3:15, and it's open if you want to come and bear witness to this history. We invite you to come, because this is just not for us. This is how we see it. This is for all of us in the community. So, yes, at St. Francis Xavier College Church, that big, beautiful church right on the corner of Grand and Lindo, right adjacent to SLUE. And a little fun fact about that church was the second St. Francis Xavier College Church built after emancipation. But one of my ancestors, her name was Matilda Tyler, and she was forced here from a Maryland Jesuit plantation in Maryland with our great grandfather, 5 times removed, Proteus and Annie Hawkins Queen, in 1823. So by 1847, they had allowed her to get married to another enslaved man. They had 7 children, which 2 of her daughters died within the horrors, from enslavement. But from 1847 to 1859, we found in the minutes of the SLUE Board of Trustees that she had worked all day at SLUE during the day and lent herself out to other enslavers. See, back then you could purchase your freedom. So she worked all day at SLUE for 10 years. In the minutes, it showed that she was able to pay them over which is like $20,000 in today's money.
Wow.
And she freed herself and her four, she had five boys. And they were like 27, 26, 19. You know, they were grown men when they were freed in 1859. And we have the emancipation record of her sons. So that goes to show you the resilience
Yeah.
of our people. And this was the first group of people in our bloodline who experienced so-called freedom at that time.
Mm.
So, oh, and the reason why I brought her up, because that money is showed on the ledger, $50 in 1849, $60. And it said this money will be appropriated to St. Francis Xavier College Church. So that money she paid them back for her freedom was appropriated to build that church where
Wow.
we're going to be in next week. So that's why I brought that up. Isn't that amazing?
Wow. Super. Look, I'm telling you, I'm definitely gonna be there. Yeah.
Definitely. I
Want me to
appreciate
though,
you
I'm
want you
gonna
there.
be there.
Yes,
Damn,
we want it
I
starts
want
at 2
to get some of
p.m.
my reparations back. So you
Yeah.
know.
Yes. So yes, so that is we're super excited about that. We do give St. Louis University props where props are due, especially in this climate. They still want to proceed with that, which rightfully so, you know, and that's just the first step.
Mm. Man, look, I'm just I'm just think it's just powerful just to even hear, like that's gonna happen. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
And a lot of people told me, they not,
yeah,
but we have always, our people have been here before. We have always persevered. And back in the 60s and things like that, what they had to go through just to get these
yes,
rights, and they are trying to take us back. I want to urge all of you guys who's listening on the other end to get involved, to don't just sit back
yes, right.
and let those of us who are choosing to be on the front lines come and support us. Come in. This is it. It's up to us. We have taken the baton. It's our time now.
I'm definitely gonna be putting it out there too. Have you ever seen the series Eyes on the Prize? That's one of my
Oh yeah. When you talking about the one where when they just talking about, was that the one where Muhammad Ali was in there and all that?
yeah,
No.
it was showing everywhere. It was like a
Everybody,
whole
like
lot of
different
yeah,
things that they were
yeah,
doing, yeah, a
yeah,
while ago. Yeah, that was
yeah,
a minute ago. Yes, I
yeah.
remember that.
Love that. Just
Definitely.
breaking
Eyes
it
on the
down.
prize,
Yeah.
right?
So let me ask you this. So, you've been doing a lot of great things. On your journey, what would you say has been your greatest challenge?
Greatest challenge so far.
Mhm.
Let me think about that. I will say getting our people
Mm.
to understand, first of all, to believe in ourselves enough to
Yes.
know who we are, our power,
Mm.
and if we only came together, what we can do. We can see with these boycotts and things like that. Just financially, we don't, nowadays it's a little different. We don't have to get in front of the out there with the dogs and the things like that. Now we have social media. We understand now that marching and stuff, you know what? It's the power of the dollar.
Right.
That's what they're
Hurt them in the pocket.
concerned with.
Hurt them in
That's
the
what they're
pocket.
concerned with the most. And as
Yeah.
long as they keep us distracted with these things, consumerism, then we
Yes.
won't do it. But it takes discipline. So
Mhm.
I would say that is one of my challenges, understanding that we can do it and believing in ourselves. And that's coming, being gone for 40, 35 years and coming back. I moved back in 2023.
Mm.
And that is what sometimes it was discouraging, because I was doing an interview and certain people would say, oh, they ain't gonna do nothing, but luckily I'm not that girl. I don't
Mm.
listen to that. You know what I'm saying? I
Exactly.
have
Right.
seen so many things in my life
Mm.
where I've seen people come from zero to on top. So
Right.
I know what we can do and I know who we are. So,
Right.
but I think sometimes when a people has been oppressed for so long and they don't see wins, they just give up.
Right.
And that has been a challenge here, and not listening to the noise and
Yes.
saying, and my best friend, I'm just gonna give her a little plug, but my best friend of 27 years, when I was asking her about this, what I'm doing, and she is the first Black woman to own a cannabis dispensary in Los Angeles, right?
Mm,
We've been friends since we were in our 20s and stuff. And in order for her to she won against the city of LA, and
mm,
she won 108 social equity licenses for those in the Crenshaw district. She fought against them, and she was doing all this protesting and everything. And I asked her, I was like, girlfriend, how you get our people to stop? She said, girl, the city council Black here, they was fighting with this people. She said, I just said, She said, I stepped back, I took my leader hat off, and I just became an example.
mm.
And she said, I became the example because I can't lead them if they don't want to listen to me. So
Right.
I just did it myself. And she did. And I mean, and when she said that, it clicked to me. And I said, you know what? I just got to do what I got to do, what I know. And then fortunately, I do have my family members. We tight
There you
and they on board, and we doing that. So that's the one thing. And I want to say it's something else too, because it's us. On the other side, it is when people are used to being in control,
Mhm,
they used to being in power. I
mhm,
mean, from the historians that I engage with, from the some people at the university, they are used to running things.
mhm.
And so, although none of them have ever done any of this before, so I find the gatekeeping,
Yes.
they want to sanitize things and make it cute with a little bow. And I push back on that. It's about truth
Give you a
telling.
little crumb, give you a little
Yeah,
crumb.
give you a little crumb. And so also just having to deal with a lot of people who they want so bad to call you an angry Black woman. I ain't angry. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I feel
Hey,
good. It's
it's
just
passion,
that I don't play that. You're
passion,
not, but
passion.
I'm passionate and I know who I am, and I know that I'm doing as what we're doing is something righteous and it's right. I'm not asking for nothing. We're not asking for nothing that's not due to us.
Facts.
And
Look,
so those things are some of the challenges that I face.
look, you got a new family member right here, so
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All of y'all. We all
right.
family. We all
Look,
doing
it's
what we
crazy.
supposed to do.
It's crazy you said that because I try to do a lot of activist stuff also. And I remember where I was with Mike Brown Sr. and we was boycotting the store. We was in front of the store where they said he stole the stuff.
Particular.
So people was coming up. We was like, "Hey, we can't let y'all go on here. Can y'all go shop somewhere?" They talk, "Oh no, I need my cigarettes. Y'all tripping?" So it's just, like you said, it's like getting them people on
Ooh-wee.
board.
I love my people, but come on now. Come
I'm
on.
like,
Come on.
come on, we gotta
I
do
know. I understand. But um, uh, I just believe that those of us who are willing to do the work, we
better.
just got to do what we got to do, because those like Harriet Tubman and Fannie Lou Hamer and Nat Turner, all of those who put their lives on the line,
Facts.
we got to just do what our calling is. And we hope that today there are other ways that y'all can support. You might not want to do that, but you cannot stop
Facts.
shopping on Amazon. You need to. And I
Right.
had to do that myself because I was like, dang,
I know,
I was
right? Yeah.
like, dang, I just want to order. I said, nope, I'm not doing it.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's not easy, but sometimes we got to stand for something. We
Yeah,
got
we like we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, the people that died for us. So if they could do it, we could do it. They went
to.
through way terrible times that we
Oh my God. And that is what keeps me going when I get like, dang, can I go on a vacation, please? I need to be on a beach. And me and my friend, one of my other friends who's doing this work, she's Robin Ruth Simmons, who is the first woman in Evanston, Illinois, to actually get reparations. In Evanston, they got reparations starting in 2021
right.
for redlining, and now they got another 10 million
Mm,
and they're giving for redlining for the descendants of those who were redlined, housing discrimination and things like that. And she was the first in the nation as a former alder person to pass legislation and get it done.
mm.
And so we be saying it. I'd be like, she was like, girl, I need a bake. I said, I know. I said, well, we got to keep doing it. But yeah, so those are the things that I think was really, challenges and stuff for us. So, hmm
Gotcha. So on the flip side of that, what would you say has been your greatest accomplishment?
greatest accomplishment in this work
Mhm.
is I love the fact that sitting here with you guys today, educating and being able to manifest. I'm a disabled veteran. I suffer from anxiety. For me to have this talking the way I do and everything, bring that is an accomplishment for me because I'm actually, believe it or not, a very private person.
Mm,
So being able to speak truth to power, and to manifest what I said I was going to do, and that was to start getting reparative justice and reparations from these institutions. So the apology is a great first step, for them to formally acknowledge the sin of what they had done
yes.
to our ancestors. So I'm really proud of that. And I'm also proud that doing this work that we have reunited some of our cousins who we got lost during enslavement,
Mm,
bringing together familial ties that were separated because of this enslavement process. I'm really proud that over 15 new people have come together who are like direct descendants, like direct family members, you know what I mean,
yes.
that we didn't know about. So I'm very proud of that as well. And yeah,
Okay.
that's what. Hmm.
People, make sure, look, y'all always complaining about y'all don't get no reparations. So make sure y'all are there. I'm gonna make sure I'm there. I won't mind up in this piece. So
Yeah. And we supported Mayor Tashara Jones. I had just recently moved back, so I could not be on the Reparations Commission, but I did provide advice and to the report and things like that, and link them up with other in the ecosystem. And so if there's a transfer of knowledge and everything. So definitely come. And we have a website. It's amazing. You want to log on to our website. Is it all right if I
yeah.
yeah, the website is www.DSLUE. That's our acronym, DSLUE.org. That stands for Descendants of the St. Louis University Enslaved.org. And check out our website. We have a wealth of information on there, tell you a little bit about what we have going on and keeping up with us. So we really, you want to engage. We have volunteers. We just, for the first time on the campus of St. Louis University, and this is another thing I'm so proud of. So last year, I galvanized the students at St. Louis University, and
Mm,
we presented this history to them and the Student Government Association and the Black Student Alliance and all them. They voted unanimously to pass a resolution, 00724, and sent it to the leadership and the president in standing in solidarity with the
mm,
SLU on our 10-point plan, a memorial on the
mm.
campus, and all the things. So that was a proud moment.
Look,
And they stood by us last on February 27th, the last day in Black History Month. The students, one of the students, grad student Sam Hall, spearheaded the first inaugural Lights of Remembrance
mm,
candlelight vigil program in honor of our enslaved ancestors. That was the first that
great.
happened last week on the 27th on the campus. It was a beautiful program. The students called
Mm,
out our ancestors' names. We
nice.
had a libation and a drum call, and then we went out to the clock towers and we lit a candle on behalf on the campus, and it
Nice.
was a beautiful. And I'm going to put that up on our website so you can check that
Nice.
out too. So
Nice.
that was a beautiful thing too. The students are really in support of us too.
I love that. I love that. So
Hmm.
let me ask you this. You just said a mouthful about that too. What advice would you give to someone who's interested in, doing that type of, advocating work and all this type of stuff?
Work. I would first say like log on to organizations like ourselves so you can educate, you can volunteer with us. We're always, there's a place where you can send us an email if you want to join and learn more. We're always doing different things. We're educating the public. We did the Urban Expo. We have booths there and all over Race Forward conferences. And I would say research. Once I found out about this work, I didn't know any of the people who I know now. I went online, I started Googling and stuff like that, and then I found out there was a conference here. Then I found out that this, and I started reading, and then I just started immersing myself into that ecosystem. So
Right,
that's what I would say to you: start small. There are so many, you'd be surprised. There is so many people here in St. Louis, Action St. Louis, and
yeah,
different organizations that are here that you can get involved. And online, you're online all the time.
facts,
Google them.
facts.
They have
Google.
groups. They have those groups online, Instagram, on Facebook, and you can go in and learn. And honey,
Yeah,
help with social media. Even if I send you stuff, you send it to somebody else. Getting that information out there, and that's where we're doing. That's what's important today.
facts.
You don't have to always be mobile. You can do it online too.
That's right. Look, stop watching the twerk videos. We'll do some research. Do some
Oh yes, oh yeah. Come on, y'all. We especially right now, guys, because
facts.
it's serious out here today. They
Facts.
not, they showing us
Mhm,
what is really going on, and so
facts.
we really don't have that time to be wasting. You can do it like a little hour,
Yeah,
but
ow.
come on, but we got to look at what's really going on. We can't
Facts.
use that as an escape. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Listening to programs like this that bring you that information and that knowledge is
Yeah,
what's really important as well too, y'all. Come on.
facts.
It's time.
Just drop some more jewels. And she been dropping jewels all day for y'all.
Just call me TT Robin. TT Robin.
TT Robin, TT Robin,
Auntie. Auntie.
Auntie Robin up in this field. So, let me ask you this. I know we got the ceremony coming up. So, is there anything else coming up that you want to promote?
Let me see. So we got that's coming up. I'm trying to think. So I will be in. So I'm leaving. I've been invited to go to the United Nations in New
Mm,
York next month.
nice.
With the it's called the permanent. Oh my God! Don't quote me on that. Permanent Forum of People of African Descent. They have a with the first Black man, a lawyer, Justin Hansford is a part of that. United Nations project, and they're talking about reparative justice and reparations. So I've been invited. I was approved to go up there and speak, and so I'm super excited about that. Put things on record. And then there's a reparations rally. I mean, everybody is going to be there. Dr. Michael Eric Dyson,
Nice.
you name it, everybody, Robin Ruth Simmons, Erica Alexander on May 17th in Washington, D.C. It is the National Reparations Rally
Mm,
in May 17th. Look out for that online. And if you're in DC, come down there and join us. And I've been asked to be the descendant cohort to
nice.
speak for the descendants across the country. We got, I think, UVA and a lot of other descendant organizations, GU272, who are our cousins. All of them are going to be there. So that's some other things that's going on.
Nice, nice. Look at that. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So, Miss Robin Proudie, let the people know where they can find you if they need to get in contact with you or whatever.
And I know I'll be running my mind. I got about two other.
Look, now
So
look, look, we at the end. Go ahead.
I can't wait. So yes, so like I said, reach us on our website, www.DSLUE.org, or you can give us a call on our business line at 314-439-6272 and reach out to us. And you can ask us questions, you can come and support us. And we really, really appreciate you in this work that we're doing. And we hope to see you next week too.
Good. I'm definitely gonna be there. So
Mm-hmm.
my last question that I love to ask all my guests,
Okay.
when it is all said and done and you are long gone from this earth, what is it that you want the people to know about Robin Proudie?
When it's all said and done,
Mhm.
I want people to know that I love my people.
Mm,
I love us. I think I see who we are. And although we are not perfect, I know our soul, I know our heart. We are good
right.
people.
Yes.
And I want people to understand that I see you and I love my people. And I did this because I do love my people.
Boy, look at that. Drop the mic. That's it. Well, thank you, Miss Robin Proudie. I appreciate this interview.
Thank
It's
you
honor
for
just
having
to
me.
even to gain even more knowledge. I just love gaining knowledge about our history anyway. And I'm definitely going to be there.
I
So
look forward to seeing you. You see me just come up. I have my all lavender on. Okay, I think I'm knowing me. I'll probably change, but this is a very historic day too. So yes, I welcome you, and we need your support. And I'll probably be boohooing. I'm so sensitive and crying, But this is bringing our ancestors out of the darkness into the light and acknowledging and then them. So I appreciate it.
No
Okay,
problem.
thank
And
you for having
I would
me.
definitely let you know when I write this article and drop. I'm gonna get on it ASAP. So
Yes,
let
let
you
me
know.
know. I can't wait to check it out too. And go on my website. We have so many articles and news that we've been a part of. If you click on that, you scroll down, and y'all watch our PBS Juneteenth special by Ruth Azell. She did that last year or year before last. It's really good, and it kind of give you an overview of everything as
Okay.
well too.
I'm
It's on
definitely
that
gonna check
website.
it out. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
definitely. I love watching our history. So I'm definitely
Mhm.
checking it out. All
Okay.
right.
I'm so great to meet you. I look forward to seeing you too. Okay.
I'm telling you, have my word. I'm gonna be there.
Okay, it starts at 2 o'clock. It's only an hour and a half.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a historic moment. Okay.
Well, thank you. Well,
All
you
right.
have a good rest of the day, and I'll definitely.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Keep in touch.
Okay, I will.
All right. Okay.